Hey everyone, it's Casey Nicole, and today I'm going to guide you through three of my favorite standing balancing postures that when you use them all together, you're going to get a really well-rounded opening and activation into the body. This can be great first thing in the morning to kind of awaken all those spaces to prepare for your day, or it can be a good way of kind of opening up and releasing after a long day. It's entirely up to you, maybe both. I do have props here, 2 blocks and a strap. If you are doing this first thing in the morning, just expect the body's probably going to feel a little bit cranky. So you might want to ease in or have a little bit of a warm-up practice before you just jump into the postures. But as always, just take it at your own pace. Do the variations that feel good for you and let the rest go. Okay. So 2 blocks and a strap, you may need them, you may not. It really is just dependent on how you feel in your body, but it's nice to have them as a just in case. So we're going to go right into these postures. Like mentioned, there's 3 of them that we're going to go through, and I will give you variations within them. Okay. So the first one that we're going to go through is going to be a tree pose or a figure 4 balancing position. Okay. I'm going to start in tree pose and then I'll give variations to go deeper into the figure 4 balance if that's what you choose. Okay. I'm going to face you just so it's a little bit easier, but if you want to stand at the top of the mat, go for that. I'm going to start by bringing weight into my right foot, hands together at heart center. As I shift weight into the right side, I start to come up onto my left toes, lifting my knee towards my chest. Now, also keep in mind, if you'd like to use a wall space for any of these, it can be a great way of having a little bit of balance and stability there when you need it, but you don't have to use it. Okay. As the knee lifts up, slowly open it to the side and then squeeze the foot in as high up the leg as you can and let it connect. Now, oftentimes people are so worried about setting the foot at the knee because for a long time, yoga teachers would say, don't put the foot on the knee. Now, unless you're just pushing your foot through the leg, okay, then yeah, don't put it at your knee. But if it's just resting there as a grounding point, it's okay to have a little bit of a rest. Just don't push into the side of the knee. Now, you can grow your branches from here, coming into your tree pose variation. If you want to stay here, great, stay. Otherwise, with hands at your heart center, slide the ankle over your right knee and just bend your right knee to sink your hips down. Now I'm going to turn to the side so you can get a slightly different angle here. As I sink my hips down into this figure 4, I also have the option of extending my arms. The choice is yours. You also have option, maybe interlace the fingers behind the back, reach through the knuckles, and give a little fold over the leg, still balancing. Now the hands can always come down to blocks or to the floor, which is going to turn it into more of a stretch. If you prefer that, you can take that. Hands lifted is going to bring a little more intensity into those stabilizing muscles in your core. Now, if you're folded forward, come up, release the clasp, hands to heart center. Wherever you are, stand up if the leg is straight, knee comes around to center, and set the foot down. Let's shake out the legs. So tree pose is a great option. It works a lot. And you don't have to go to figure 4 as a natural progression. You can stay in tree pose and that's fine. If figure 4 feels good, great. Maybe you just go straight there. Okay, other side. Start to shift weight now into your left foot. Hands at heart center, find your focal point on the ground. Right knee starts to lift towards the chest. Open the knee to the side. Squeeze the foot in and let it connect to your left leg. Light pressure, more of just a resting point. You can also rest it into a kickstand, whatever feels best for you. Use the wall if needed. Stay here or slide your right ankle over your left thigh. I'm going to turn to the side and then bend your knee of that standing leg and try to sit into a chair. Now you're going to get not only the stabilizing and the core involved, but you also have that outer hip and the glutes opening. Hands can also interlace behind your back, reaching through the knuckles and arms, and maybe folding over, which is also going to open up a little bit into those shoulders and into the chest. Couple breaths. Now, if you're folded forward, come up, hands to your heart center. Straighten out the leg if it's bent. Knee comes around to the front towards the chest, and set the foot down. Shake everything out. So that was the first posture, tree pose or standing figure 4 balance. The next one we're going to come into is going to be hand to big toe pose. I would recommend using a strap for this one. I'm going to show it with the strap, but if you want to just connect peace fingers to big toe, that would be the variation to go to, okay? I'm going to do it with the strap because, to be honest, it feels good with the strap, and it's also a lot more accessible. So I have a loop already created, but you don't need one. All you need to be able to do is bring something underneath the foot for a little support. Now, I'm going to bring it over my left foot. And what I don't want is to wrap it around the foot, keep the leg straight, and then just try to pull it up, okay? It's going to be a lot harder with your leg extended, okay, to try to lift it up and away from the ground. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can better see here. Feel free to use a wall space for stability. Now, weight's going to come into my right leg, and I'm going to bend my left knee to lift it up higher towards me. And then I'm going to walk my hands down the strap towards the foot. I'm going to hold on the inside of my leg with my left hand, okay? As close to the foot as you would like. The objective here is to keep the spine straight. Right hand to your right hip, find your focal point. Now you can let the strap slide through your hand as much as you need to as you extend your left leg out in front of you. Once again, you can always connect your peace fingers and your thumb around the big toe if you have that full variation, but make sure the spine stays long. Now from here, it's okay if your leg's closer to the ground, but just extend as best as you can. Spine is lifted nice and tall. And then slowly open the leg out to the left side. Try not to hike the hip up. We want to use just the range of motion within the hip. As the leg opens out to the side, now we're getting a little bit more into the inner hip and groin. Let's bring it all the way back to center. Now, don't worry about the strap. Just let it hang out with your foot. Release your hands to your hips, point the toes, and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Set it down and shake it out. So that one is really good because through the first 2 variations, we're getting more of a stretch. We're also stabilizing, so there's some core engagement there, especially in the standing leg. But we're getting an opening into the hamstrings, the inner hip, and into the groin with the lifted leg. And then at the end, when we have it lifted, now it's all activation into the hip flexors and into the core. So we're also bringing a little bit of strength element in there. Go ahead and shake it out a couple more breaths before we do the other side. This one can feel a little intense sometimes. Take it at your own pace. And also, when we get to the end, when the leg is extended and the strap is around the foot, if it gets stuck on there, okay? I have so many people, so many students, when they end up here, they take it off the foot, right? That thing weighs hardly anything. If we can't support a strap hanging off of our foot, just think about it as a little extra challenge for you, okay? If any. Let's go ahead and reach for our straps again if you're going to use them. If you know you're not going to use it and you're just going to use hand to big toe, great. You can take that variation instead. All right, this time we're going to take weight into the left foot. Strap comes around the right foot. And remember, we're going to bend the knee first. Walk the hands down the inside of the leg to the foot as close as you can. Does not have to touch. Spine stays straight. Now with the spine straight, kick the foot out in front of you. Let the strap slide through the hand as much as needed. Left hand to your left hip. Concentrate on your focal point. Spine up tall. Lifting it up. Deep breath. Now open the leg out to the side, nice and slow. Try to avoid kicking up through the hip. Keep it nice and level. One more breath. Bring it back around to the front. Don't worry about that strap. Let it go. Point the toes, hands to hips, don't lean back. 3, 2, and 1. Set it down, shake it all out. Okay, this next one, we're gonna go for dancer's pose. So the first one, we got a lot into the outer hips and glutes. This one, we got more into the hamstrings, into the inner hip groin, as well as some activation into the front of our hips. This next one is also going to stretch front of the hips. It's going to stretch into the hamstrings of your standing leg, but we're also going to get opening through the front side of the body. So we're going to get into the chest and the shoulders and into the spine. So this one is really good, but I would say if you're going to do all 3 of them, save this one for last, and that way you get all that nice hip opening leading up to this. A strap can be beneficial if you have trouble reaching your foot with your hand, okay? A strap around the foot can be a perfect replacement. Once again, remember that you can always use the wall space. Now, as you bring weight into your right leg, open your left hand to the side like you have a serving tray, okay? Your thumb is pointing back. Try to keep your hand here as best as you can. If you need to flip it down, it's okay. But the more we can keep it open, the more we're going to open up across the chest and into the shoulders. Start to bend your left knee and just catch the inside of the foot. Point the left knee towards the ground to begin. Right hand reaches up. Find a focal point and then kick the foot into the hand as you lift it up. You're going to tip just slightly forward, enough for the belly button to drop, but the heart stays up. And then your right hand can reach forward in front of you. Few breaths here, kicking the foot into the hand. And then as you kick the foot into the hand, let it slowly pull you back up. And then release with control and shake it out. Keep in mind that how we get out of a pose is equally as important as how we get into it. So try not to flop out of your positions. Try not to slingshot out of your positions. Move with mindfulness, integrity, and intention. All right, let's do that other side. Weight into your left leg. Open up your right hand to the side. Find your little serving platter, okay? Bend your right knee and reach for the inside of your foot, or use a strap around the foot. Knee points towards the ground. Left hand up, find your focal point. Kick the foot into the hand as the leg lifts, drop your belly button. Heart stays up. Left hand can reach forward. And then just continue kicking the foot into the hand to help open up the spine. Breathe. Take it to your variation. A few breaths. Kick the foot into the hand to slowly pull you up. And then release the foot. Shake everything out. Whew. All right. Let's just find a nice, comfortable standing position. Take a deep breath in. Open up your mouth and let it out. One more time. Slow breath in. Open up your mouth and let it out. Hands to heart center. Thank you guys so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice. Much gratitude. Thank you. Thank you. Open up your eyes when you're ready. So I would love to know how that felt for you. Great combination of postures. Let me know in the comments, and I will look forward to practicing with y'all again soon. Thank you.